What's up everyone, Zenobra here for another video about vision control. If you've seen my first two videos about vision, we talked about how to not get invaded. So the very first ward that you will put during the game. In this video, I'm going to talk about the top lane warding, whether you're on the blue side or on the right side. And we're going to go like this. It's going to be some sort of series about warding, so I'm going to build like some sort of playlist on YouTube. If you're in top lane on the blue side to get started, so knowing that this color is the yellow, it will be rather the trinket or the ward, and the pink will be, well, the pink ward that you will buy in the shop. You're in the top lane, you play on the blue side, and you're wondering what to do, right? Usually the jungle will start here, and the enemy jungle will start here, then he will go from buff and go top directly. At 3 minutes, okay, 3 minutes 0 second, you are like almost sure that in the next minute, if the jungle doesn't come, it means that he's going somewhere else. Because usually the jungle is coming at 3:20, 3:30, something like that. Okay? So what you want to do is that at 3 minutes, alright, so I can even put this like that. At 3 minutes, at 3:00, you're going to ward right here, okay? Right here, if you push, okay, if you're pushing or in a pushing situation, or right here if the lane is equal or whatever, or anything like it really depends, because if you have two trinkets, this is actually up to you. If you have like two trinkets, put one here and one here. If the jungle is a good mobility jungle, just ward here so you're safe to get out of this mess. But the thing is that if you ward here and you don't have vision here, the jungle can come like all the way like this and gank you from here or here while the enemy top laner is pushing, okay? So, it's up to you, but know that if you ward here, you have good vision here, so you might want to stay in this area of your lane. If you have ward here, you can actually push a little more and try to get the turret or some help from the turret. But don't push too much. This will make you have the vision, and at 3 minutes, you should be able to get information from the team, from the enemy team's activity. And when your trinket is gone, and it really depends. So you have many situations, right? Like, you can be very fed and you could afford a pink ward, and if you do, I would always suggest that you pink ward here, okay? Why is this one not fake? That I always suggest that you pink ward here and that you really push towards the turrets, so that your trinket will go here automatically, but also so that the jungle, if the jungle comes like this, for example, to go behind you, you will see him when he will cross this line over here, okay? So that's really important as well. So pink ward here, if you get the first blood or one kill on him and you can afford a pink ward, place it here and push onto his turret. You want to get this stuff gone as soon as possible, so that not only he can't push back and get the pink ward, but he actually, you kind of force the jungle to come, and because you have one trinket here and one pink ward here, you're pretty much unstoppable and you can pretty much take the turrets. But that's in a situation where you're really fed. Let's say the situation when you're not fed, when you're getting pushed down and you don't really know what to do, okay? So you have two options. Whether you go like this and you ward here, you put a trinket right here, and you try to stay here, and like the wave is gonna come towards you and you're gonna farm under the turret. But if you have wave clear, you just want to ward here. Always be cautious if something can come from here, because there's always something that can come from here. So this is always dangerous. So stay here, like in this area, except if it's a Poppy. I would say like don't stay close to the wall, but usually it's not a Poppy, and you should be fine if you stay in this side, because you're too far from a hook or any CC that is targeted. Like if you stay here, you're too far from an Elise stun, for example, and just farm, take experience. Do not farm if your guts tells you that you have risks. If you feel that an enemy jungle is acting weird and he's kind of waiting for something, and you can see that like he's making it obvious that the jungle is here, don't take the risk. Even if you lose like a wave, it doesn't really matter. Just stay under your turret and you should be fine. Something else to consider is that if they have a really good jungler that knows how to dive, such as an Elise or Rek'Sai, for example, you might want to place, like, if you feel that the top laner is absolutely forcing you to stay around your turret to farm, you can ward not here because this is kind of useless, but you want to ward right here. Oh, sorry, a trinket right here, or a ward for a green, whatever. You can ward here as well. Here we go. Wow, this is kind of messy. Let me do that again. You can ward right here, so you have the vision, or even you can ward right here. But this is kind of risky because the jungle will never do this. I never seen a jungle taking this path, but it can exist. But usually people, what they do, they go like this, or they wait here so that when the wave comes, they just go like this and you didn't have the vision. If you put the ward here, you'll have vision on this side and this side. But it's like, I've seen both in the LCS, both works. It's up to you how you feel. How is it gonna go? But this path right here is very rare for a jungle, for a dive. I mean, who expects a ward to be here? What else? What else can I tell you guys? Alright, so wait, let's erase a little bit of stuff. Let's erase a lot of stuff. Okay, we're good. So let's talk now in the situation where you have the first turret. Okay, so this stuff is gone. All right, kaput. This is gone. This is dead. You have killed the first turret of the game, and all this side of the jungle becomes available to you. But the game is still going on. The jungle can be anywhere. Like, you don't have a whole control of the vision. So what I would suggest you to do, and again, I expect you to be fed, I guess. If you take the first turret very soon, I expect you to have a decent amount of farm, and the fact that you can afford at least one pink ward every 5 to 6 minutes in the game. So the most effective way I would tell you to work your things out, it's to pink ward here. Okay, this is the most effective. This is the most effective pink ward I have never seen in the LCS, or I've never seen in my games. It's a ward that nobody pays attention about, and it's a ward that when the guy is in the base and the jungle right clicks on his red buff, he's not going to check if there's a pink ward here. And you very much, like, a lot of time, very often you see LCS player just sneak around, ward here or ward here for the opposite side, and this ward stays so long. This is a really good investment vision wise. The thing is that this protects you from, so let's say this protects you from what? This protects you from anything coming like this, okay? Anything coming like this. Anything coming like this. Anything coming like that. Like, it protects you from a lot of path. Let's say you're here, right? Let's say you're like pushing the wave here, okay? And the enemy is here. Like, you can come from here, but you will see them here. You can come from here, but you will see them from this. But the thing is that you don't have vision here, okay? So this is a huge question mark for you. You will always have your trinket, right? Like, your trinket, you're not going to waste your trinket for anything except if you're a Jax or something and you need to escape with it. But usually, the perfect thing would be to have not only your pink ward here, but also a trinket here. Yeah, at all time. Ward here, trinket, pink here, trinket here, and you should be fine. You're absolutely ungankable. You just need to pay attention to your minimap. I guess the only way they can gank you, okay, if it's the jungle just goes from there to there, but you will see him from the farm. But I guess if he has a huge gap closer, you can die from it, like an Elise jumping on or an Nidalee. Like, everything that is very fast or mobile can get you like this, but you will be actually aware. It's not something that will surprise you. It's just something, it's inevitable if you don't pay attention to it. Something else that can happen, but that's not your responsibility though. If it's the mid laner right here goes like that, and sandwich you with the with the top laner and the jungle, etc., etc. But this right here is not your responsibility, so you can forget about it. This is your mid laner responsibility to ward here and to tell you that someone is missing. Okay, so don't worry about this. Your job is just to pick ward here and to trick in here, and you should be fine. And know that you are doing great if you took the first turret, because you're giving so much oxygen to your team, and you're just giving your jungle access on focusing on the mid lane and bot lane, so you probably did a very good job already. So don't you worry about it. It's just so you don't give a shutdown, so you don't give bonus gold to the enemy team, and so that you can snowball even more. This is not mandatory, guys. You know, like, nobody forces you to pay, spend gold on vision, but you have to understand that it's crucial if you want to win more game and if you just want to dominate your games. So let's talk now if you are taking the second turret, okay? So this bad boy here is dead. This bad boy... Hello? I can't... What's happening? Okay, never mind. So this bad boy here is dead, okay? So there's no turret here. There's no turret here. Wait, let me just delete this as well. So this is kind of outdated. So this is dead. This is dead as well. So at this point, it's really tricky because there's a lot of situation. I'm trying to tell you the basics, right? But there's a lot of situation where sometimes you don't even need to ward, because if you took the tier 2 turret, you're probably going to roam to another lane and to ensure you have objectives like this right here, or this right here, or the Drake, or even the Baron, or the Hero. So there's not a way you need to ward if you take the tier 2 turret as if you took the tier 1 turret. But just make sure that you still have your pink ward right here, and you at least have a trinket somewhere like right here, or even right here. That's really important. That will give you vision. Know that if you're here, you're really exposed at any moment, so you need to be extra cautious, because everyone can come from anywhere. And the thing is that it's also your team responsibilities. Like, you can't have the whole vision with two trinkets or with one pink ward. And it's also your team responsibility to tell you if someone is missing, but those two will help you get the most out of the vision. The trick is to use the resource you have to ward as much as you can the red enemy side. So pink ward here is pretty much the best way to place it. And as a trinket, you can put it here, or you can put it here as well, but it's kind of like, this is kind of tricky, it's kind of messy. But there's not a perfect way to do it if you have a tier 2 turret, and you'll see that even if you lose your tier 2 turret, like, you can ward here. I will talk about this later, but you see, like, you're just going to try to defend your jungle. And basically, the only way you will come back to the lane if you took the tier 2 turret is two things. Whether you know the enemy team is on another lane and you can split push by yourself, or two, well, your team is with you and you're on to take the tier 3 turrets. So this is it for if you were on the blue side. Now, like, this is it for if you were on the blue side dominating your lane, so taking turrets. Now we're going to talk about if someone is taking turrets from you, where do you need to ward? So, where do you need to ward? If this bad boy over here is dead, all right, and you're getting totally hammered, you're getting absolutely like just wrecked, which happens sometimes. The thing is that I'm gonna advise you to stay here. I want you to stay in this bush. Wait for the farm to come your way, and just farm around this turret. Where you want to ward is you want to trinket here, and you don't want to buy a pink. I don't advise you to buy a pink because you're losing a lot of money from not farming, and I don't think you can afford it. And the fact that you're staying under your turret makes you non-vulnerable to the enemy jungle, because you're probably not going to get dived into your tier 2 turret. If you do, it means that there's a problem, or the enemy team is just too far to even come back. So at this point, you just trinket here and here, and you should be fine. Ask your jungle to drop a ward here, for example, or to help you out. Make sure you secure the buff right here, the scuttler, with your jungle, and try to roam a little bit and help your jungler out. But the thing is that when you lose the turret, it's probably because the jungle, it's probably because you couldn't even lane the person in front of you. So what you want to do is you want to cycle from farming into your turret, make sure you ward here, and helping your jungle all throughout the jungle, taking the scuttler, roaming even in the enemy jungle, or even going mid to gank, okay? But it's really complicated. If you lose your turret to dominate, it's really to your team to give you a little help and a little support, so that you can come back into the lane, or at least lane properly. last thing, but not least, if you lose your tier 2 turret, one of the most important thing is to ward right here. Okay, so I need you to ward right here in this bush, and I need you to ward your blue buff. Your blue buff is really important. It gives you vision on the buff to protect him, and it will give you vision if the enemy is preparing something. So usually, if the enemy is preparing the Baron, they're gonna ward right here. They're gonna ward right here, and if they ward here, at least you know that this is gonna ward, and you know the enemy team is preparing something, so that your ADC could put a blue ward here from the trinket, the blue trinket. I don't know what it's called, but the blue trinket, so he can verify it. So you see how the synergy with a team, the vision, everything is really synergized between the team. But you as a top laner, you have a responsibility to ward and to protect the buffs, or offensively to make sure you don't die and you split push in an effective way. I think that's it, guys, for the vision as a top laner for the blue side, and I guess the same thing for the red side. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this. Don't forget to subscribe and to share the content if you like it. Visit www.learnall.com for more educational League of Legends content. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys.